What's up? What's up, you guys, and welcome to a brand new show. It's kind of
Yeah,
like this, kind of like the same show, but different. It's the same show, the Ask Alex show, but I changed it to the Alex Hampton show, and I
yeah.
could not do this show without my co-host, Mr. Ian Elliott Carter from the Ian Elliott Carter YouTube channel. How are you doing, man? It's good to see
Doing
you.
doing good, man. Glad to be a part of the reboot. Reboot. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. It's been
Yes.
too long. We got to make this a recurring thing because not only do I love like our friendship and just vibing about the things that we love, but like for the culture, man. Like people want to hear our conversations about pop culture conversations.
Yeah, yeah. And guys, I am so glad to get back in this content creating thing. I missed you guys. And shout out to the silver site, Mr. Reggie. It's good to see you,
What up,
man.
Reg?
I'm glad you in the chat. I know Jeremy is out and about right now. He might jump in the live, he might not, it depends. But if he does come on, we'll definitely add him on and get his opinions about the topics that we have today. Today we have a jam-packed show for you guys today. It is going to be a fun show. It's going to be kind of set up the same way like it was last time, but a little bit different, some twists and turns. But first, before we get into the show, we have a lot of topics that we're going to talk about. We're going to start off with some off the tops. We're going to talk about a rumored Miles Morales casting, depending on Spider-Man in Spider-Man 4. We're going to talk about this female Silver Surfer outrage, and we're going to talk about the documentary Quiet on the Set, the reaction, and much,
Mm.
much more. And we have a new segment called Momentum Fan Questions. So what it is that I got too many questions for the Ask Alex show for me to answer one by one. So I'm just going to take one question for each week, and then we're going to answer it on the show. So you can still go to that email, the Ask Alex show at gmail.com, and send your questions there. But now it's going to be set up where I just answer your question towards the end of the show. And if you want to support us here, it's very easy. Hit that subscribe button. Definitely leave a comment here on the YouTube channel as well. Like and subscribe and share. And if you can't watch us on YouTube, go to Spotify. We are on Spotify at the Alex Hampton Show. It's still there with all my old episodes of the Ask Alex Show. It's the same show, different name, different rebrand, but same team. And I could not do this show without my team. So I'm glad Ian is here, and Jeremy will be here in the near future as well. Like I stated before, guys, we got a bunch of topics to dive into, and we're gonna start off with our off the top topics. Now, off camera, me and Ian were talking about this a little bit, just a little bit. But off the top, or one of our off the top topics is Diddy has been in some lot of
Oh
mischief,
yeah.
mischief in the midst of all of this. He he's been found to be, I guess, into some trouble. His house got raided. He was potentially found not necessarily guilty, being accused of some sexual assault. He did settle with Cassie because they did have a lawsuit. And I wanted to talk about this because I've seen the memes over the last few months. Ian's seen the memes. I'm sure Jeremy has seen the memes as well. So before I give my opinion, I wanted to see if what do you think about Diddy and these whole allegations, his house being raided? And he is a staple in hip hop, and you are a hip hop fan just like I am. What do you think about all of this?
Man, first and foremost, like it hurts my soul to see like a person like Diddy. Like when you talk about like the top of the top when hip hop, it's like Diddy. You talking about like Master P, Dr. Dre. People that's like put so many people on. So it's really sad to see this. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know these people in our personal lives, But like as a fan of just hip hop culture, it's just like, God dang, why is it got to be another black man? You know, it's sad to see this. But that being said, man, I don't think he should have settled with Cassie. Like, if he did the things that he was accused of from Cassie, I like that. If he did the things that he was accused of with Cassie, I think he should have went to jail because the things I saw were terrible. But I think he should have at least fought it because
Mhm.
the second you don't fight and settle like he did, all the allegations come out of nowhere. They come from the sky. They come from the ground. They come from, they get mailed into you. They get emailed. Everybody's going to have an allegation. Shit, I might even throw in an allegation. I got drunk off a Ciroc and fell down once. I might have to sue. But, but that's what happens though. When you settle so quickly like that,
Mhm.
now they're coming like crazy. And
Mhm.
some of the stuff though, like I was telling you off camera, some of the stuff is kind of a reach. Like they raided his house recently. And I, to the life of me, don't know why they did it. But they arrested his drug mule, which was like a guy that looked like Shaggy Doo with a dime bag of weed. I don't know. It wasn't like Pablo Escobar level to have a SWAT team. I was confused
Mhm.
about that. And they're
Mhm.
like saying he has a whole bunch of sex workers and stuff like that. But it just looks like a bunch of models he pays to be there. Like I guess technically that's illegal, but like it's the same time is it R. Kelly trapping him in the basement illegal? Not really. I don't think it's worth a raid. It's just, rich people be having sex. I don't know. So like
Mhm.
again, some of that stuff is like they're trying to tear down a man and his legacy, and people online with the memes and the comments and the like the morning shows and stuff like that. They're not making it like easy for him. They're like, all right, this is an easy target because it's a trending topic. Let's just keep attacking. But as funny as they are, let's use our logic. Come on,
Mhm.
some of the stuff might stick, but let's pretend like let's be logical.
Mhm.
Is he really as bad as people are making him out to be? Take away the funny memes, take away the stuff with Cassie, which he did settle, so he's not going to go to jail for that. What is he actually being accused of now?
Mhm.
We can speculate and we can make theories like we all are. People are putting him on the same level as Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know if that's the truth, but like that's the narrative now. But like, look at all the facts. Is he really up there with them? I don't know. What do you think, bro?
Um, I don't I don't have enough information to even put him
Me
in that
neither.
label of Jeffrey Epstein or Harvey Weinstein, even a Bill Cosby to an extent.
Right. Hmm.
I think here's the thing. I will say this. I do think Diddy has been guilty in terms of not giving an artist their just due because there have been artists who came out and said they haven't been paid from him. And I remember
Yeah.
early on, like I think in 2022 or 2021, he released all of the masters, the people that he owned, but they thought even that was suspects because those masters didn't necessarily mean anything. So
Yeah.
for me personally, I can't put him in that label. Now, I will say this, it has to be something serious if a federal subpoena came
Right.
down to send Homeland Security to raid both of his houses. And I don't know if sexual assault is warranted enough for that to happen. Not to say
Right.
it's not. Anyone who's ever gone through sexual assault,
Hmm.
I wouldn't wish that on anyone. But I'm just saying
Absolutely.
I don't know if that's a more serious crime for his house to be raided. And like you were saying before, the man created he was one of the biggest staples in hip hop. He gave us
Hmm.
Biggie Smalls.
Right.
We were talking about it off camera. The Bad Boys franchise of a movie. The reason why we love those movies so well is not just because of the great stories, but that's all Diddy. That's Bad Boy. We were talking about off camera. Bad Boys 2, the soundtrack is the
Hmm.
best soundtrack in that whole franchise.
Yeah.
And he's been around. I mean, he's done music with Usher and Jay and Ja Rule. Like, I mean, the man is a genius when it comes to music. So for
Yeah.
me to see a mogul like this that we've watched since we were kids get tear down like this, it's more so sad than it is more so sad and disheartening than it
Hmm.
is like surprising because I'm tired of seeing some of the icons that we look to that are black getting torn down this way.
Yeah.
And I will say this: if he did do these things, he should definitely be held accountable.
Facts,
Rightfully,
facts. What you
rightfully
said
so.
too, what you said too, man, about like him not paying the artist. That's something I've heard for decades as well too. Like,
Mhm,
so I'm not saying that he's an angel because like multiple people are saying the same stuff about him when it comes to that. So like, but I mean, that's a different category, a different subject right there. That's
no,
is that like sending the SWAT team, put him in jail for the rest of his life bad? I don't think so. But like,
mhm,
yeah, he's not an angel. And here's my conspiracy theory, and all we can do is speculate because we don't have a lot of information. I think
mhm.
he done pissed the wrong people off. He's been pissing people off for years. You
For
know,
years. Yeah.
people think he has something to do with Pac or Biggie's death. People think people are mad he doesn't pay them the right money and stuff like that. He's one of those people that gets into a lot of people, man. So like, this that's my speculation. Like whether like he's to the degree that people on the internet are labeling, that's debatable. But like, it what goes around comes around at the end of the day. Like if regardless of if you're guilty or not, like we've seen you be shitty to other people. Cassie's one. We have documentation of that. You paid her off, and a lot of artists are saying the same stuff about how you treat them when they're signing your label. So yeah, I don't know. Karma's a real thing. That's just my thing. But like at the end of the day, again, I'll say use your better judgment when you label this person though. Like
Mhm.
a sex trafficking drug mule. I don't know about all of that. Just come on,
Right.
look at the facts.
Right, right. And I definitely agree with Ian. Look at the facts, guys. I can't 100% say that this has happened or not. But I will say, like I said before, if he is involved in this in any nefarious way, that brother should definitely be held accountable. If not, he should definitely be vindicated and be able to live his life the way he's been living his life. But what do you guys think? Do you think he's guilty or innocent? What do you think about him? His house being raided? Jump into the comment section below. All right, you guys, we got another story. This is another story I like to call Little Dick Energy from a lot
Whoa,
of
Jeremy's
angry
not here.
Jeremy. If you're watching this, I did not say that, by the way. uh, but yes, apparently, and I don't know if you've seen this story. We just got a new casting of a female silver surfer. If you guys don't know, I forget the actress's name, so please forgive me, but famous Emmy nominated or Emmy award winning actress has been cast to play the Silver Surfer and the up and coming Fantastic Four movie. I am interested to see what the Fantastic Four movie is going to be like in the MCU. However, I never knew that there was a female Silver Surfer movie until a female Silver Surfer until I did my research. I'm so used to the regular Silver Surfer in regards to the man version. That's the only one I've ever seen. But when I did my research, this character has been around since the '60s. Now, the reason why I put on the little card there, the female Silver Surfer Outrage, is because I've noticed literally within the last 48 hours, people have been screaming like, "Oh, you should never put a female for the Silver Surfer. Oh, you guys are trying to be woke. You guys are just trying to fill your diversity quota." And I'm just looking like the guy Marvel literally took a character that they own that's a female version of it, and that makes it woke. I mean, I don't like. I heard this same type of rhetoric when they made Black Panther a female. When in the comics, that actually happened.
Yeah,
So for me personally, I wanted to give my quick thoughts before I pass it to Ian.
yeah.
But I wanted to say real quickly, guys. Marvel is at a I will say this: Marvel has been struggling for a little bit. I can acknowledge as a Marvel fan they be struggling a little bit.
Yep.
I don't really care who they cast as Silver Surfer. As long as it's a good movie, it's a good movie. Now, I will say, did they make this move to get people talking about it? It's possibly because, like I said, Marvel has been on the downtrot for a while, but having a female or a male Silver Surfer does not necessarily dictate how the movie's going to go. It's not. And plus, we've seen a male Silver Surfer movie, And although that movie was trash, he was definitely not the reason why it was trash. It was just a trash movie in general. And I would like to say for the people who are complaining about this, literally grow some nuts. Like seriously. Like seriously, like I mean, like I wonder the people who have a problem with this, like, do you guys have mothers? Do you have like a sister? Are you married? Are you, you know, I mean, I don't know. Like how do you treat women outside of this art of fiction? Because at the end of the day, this is fiction. This is not real. This is just a movie. A movie that's going to be placed in the MCU, which we don't even know is going to be good or not, because we can honestly say the last few movies that have come out have been not, I won't say garbage, but they've been bad.
I don't think
And
there's ever been a good Fantastic Four movie. I'm just gonna be real with you.
exactly, like the last three Fantastic Four movies were terrible. Like when the
Right.
first one came out, I was like, why are they making a second one? Like, and then the second one came out, and I was just like, oh wow. And then when they rebooted it, I was like, they got all this great talent, and this is such a trash movie. So for me personally, I just want to see a good Fantastic movie, because this is Marvel's first Fantastic Four family. And you heard this news. What do you think about the female Silver Surfer Outrage? And do you want to see a new Fantastic Four movie?
Oh man, I got a lot to say about this, and hopefully it won't get me canceled because what I'm about to say is flattering and maybe a little bit disrespectful, but hopefully it won't go up there. But like I just said, like I've never seen a good Fantastic Four movie anyway, so like I don't give a shit about the Fantastic Four. Now I said I didn't give a shit about Guardians of the Galaxy, and boy, it's one of my favorite franchises ever. So like
Mm.
I'm willing to. I'm not willing. I'm not the type of person that makes my mind up before seeing a movie. I'm just going to tell you my temperature of what I feel before it comes out. Temperature of it anyway is like I don't care. I'm not a big um, Fantastic Four fan. On top of a Silver Surfer fan, I'm not even a fan anyway. So like, I'm not gonna cry about like this change of a gender. I'm one that thinks any character that's naked anyway should be a female. Like, I love the fact that Mystique is naked and a female. I think that Fantastic Four should not be a male naked. I think it should be a female naked. And who's the guy that's the blue guy from The Watchmen?
Dr. Manhattan.
Make him a female. Yeah, I'm tired of that. Every time I watch that damn movie, I'm tired of a dick all up in my pizza. Like, let's change, make him a female. So yeah, any character that's naked should be a female. That's just my point of view. So that was right there. I was like, that might get me in trouble.
Yes, that's gonna get you in trouble. Yo, that is. Oh wait, Ian has frozen. Ian, if you can hear me, you're frozen. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna text Ian because he kind of froze offline. So um so until he gets his live back, we are going to just continue on to the show. What do you guys think, dude? What do you guys think about this female Silver Surfer Outrage? Please jump in the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Okay, this will be a great time right now to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with this episode of the Alex Hampton Show. Let's take a look at the one of our sponsors. Okay, thank you. We are back. Ian is back from his little hiatus. And yeah, and that was a quick commercial of what we do here at Momentum Media. Guys, please support us in what we're doing. We
Real
are
talk.
back in full throttle. Ian, real quick, why don't you wrap up your thoughts on what you thought
Yeah.
about what you were saying?
Sorry, yeah, I think whoever Wi-Fi I was piggybacking on just turned it off. But
Okay.
yeah, like I said, any character that's naked should be a female anyway. I don't care much about the Fantastic Four to get this outrage, but I agree with what you're saying. Like, do these people not have like women in their lives? I don't understand the insecurity of always being outraged like this. It's like this is not Wonder Woman where you're changing the gender. This is just it's just a guy that's surfing in the space. I don't know much about him to care that much. So like at the end of the day, I think the biggest issue is script writing and telling a good story with Marvel. And I'm hoping that we can get back on track. The bigger story, in my opinion, I saw like I think John Campea talked about this. There's a poster of um of Johnny Storm, and in the background it's a city that doesn't look like anything in the MCU or in on our planet, and they're speculating that that might be in a different multiverse, which would be great. This is the multiverse saga, and it would explain where they've been this whole time. So I think that to me is the bigger story. But if you want to whine and cry about the gender of a space server guy, grow up.
Exactly. Grow up. And I agree with the sentiments. And listen, I think that we are in a time now. Hey baby, stay over there. We are at a time right now where things are going to be different, and I want to see a different interpretation of the Fantastic Four, something actually better. I was happy when we got the Silver Surfer back in the or not Silver Surfer, sorry, when we got Spider-Man back from Sony. So I wanted to see a different interpretation. What's up, AK? Thank you for jumping in. Good to see you. But yeah, what do you guys think of a female Silver Surfer being in the MCU? Jump into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and jump into the next topic. This topic is a little bit more of a serious topic, but we're just going to jump into it really quickly, and I want to hear what Ian thinks about it. So, recently, there was a documentary that came out on HBO Max called Quiet on the Set. Like Ian, I am a 90s baby. I've watched shows like All That, Keenan and Kel, Cousin Skeeter, Rocket Power, Rugrats, Drake and Josh, The Amanda Show. I mean, I was Nickelodeon, I felt like was one of those adult kid, well, not necessarily adult, but like kind of young adult kid shows that was so opposite from Disney Channel. I mean, I love Disney Channel back in the day too, but like, because I did like the Lizzie McGuire's and the Even Stevens and the That's
Yep.
So Ravens and things of that nature, the Proud Family. But there was something about Nickelodeon that told a very real perspective about how kids were actually living their lives to a certain extent. So when this documentary came out and you saw how they broke down things, it really broke my heart. I mean, if I'm being honest, it really broke my heart because I saw these people like as a kid, I saw these people as like my heroes. And to know that some of these kids were sexually assaulted, some of these kids uh some of them were not well abused. Some of them were taken advantage of. Their parents were even taken advantage of. It's really disheartening. And then when I go back and look at certain things where the producer or the producer Dan Schneider was telling certain jokes and doing certain things, I have seen porn, and it's not that much different in how they
Yeah.
set up some of those gags, and I was just like, wow. Like, and that's things as a kid you won't recognize really unless you've been exposed to something like that. But like, I'm like, whoa, it was just crazy. And then when I heard Drake Bell's interview about what was going on, that just broke my soul. It really did break my soul. So, um, and you saw? Did you see the documentary number one? Because
Yep.
it is on HBO Max, and what did you think about it? Did you watch Nickelodeon growing up, and what? How did it affect you hearing these different stories from the different cast members of Nickelodeon?
Yeah, I saw the. Yeah, I did see the documentary. And I did see Dan Snyder's response as well. He has a video on YouTube where he responded to it, which was very interesting. It gave me a little another perspective of it. But yeah, I grew up. Man, I'm a '90s Nickelodeon kid. I did prefer it over Disney myself. I did like, you know, of course, like Boy Meets World and even Stevens and stuff, and Smart Guy too. Great
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Look, real quick, I want to just say Black Excellence was great in the '90s. By the way, we need to get that back.
It was.
Like the family was great. Family dynamics was great. The comedy was great. It was awesome. Um, but yeah, back to the documentary. One of the wildest shit I've ever seen. And like it was. This is not new speculations, by the way. Too like I've been hearing about how he treated more so like the kids after, you know, I became an adult, like Ariana Grande and them. Um, you know, you're watching video of her licking her feet and you know squeezing a potato like it's a peanut. It's the weirdest thing for a teenage girl to be doing. And technically, some of the stuff Dan was not doing was illegal, just because you have to get approved by multiple people high, because he didn't run Nickelodeon. He didn't
Mm-hmm.
run. You got to go through a lot of like executives and like FCC rules and stuff like that. So that doesn't make him no less than a creep though. Like what? Like to me, the bigger evil is the studios that would like, if you're not looking at what this is going to be broadcasted, or you just don't care because this guy is making you so much money. That's the bigger evil right there. Anybody can be a creep. It's just your job to get the creep the hell out of here. And you
Mm-hmm.
know, the fact that he was there for 20 plus years, I believe, that's
Mm-hmm.
insane. That's
Mm-hmm.
insane. And believe it or not, Dan Snyder is not even the worst person on the documentary. You know, he's just the face. Like everybody was like ready to see Dan Snyder be this child molester, which he actually kind of wasn't. He was just a very creepy perv. The biggest villain was the guy with the pickle guy. I don't remember what his name was, but the guy that did all this stuff to Drake, he has a
Mm-hmm.
special place in hell,
Oh
in
yes,
my
he
opinion.
does. Yes, he
Yeah,
does.
he has a special place in hell to the stuff that he did to that poor kid. And you know, taking it back to like child actors, like we don't know all of Amanda Bynes' story, but I've looked at her recently on social media. Something
Mm-hmm.
happened to her, man. Something happened to
Yeah.
her. And that and
Yeah.
that breaks and it breaks my heart, because like you said, we watched we grew up with these kids. Like we didn't know them personally, but we're growing up with them as they're growing up. And it's just like
Mhm.
seeing your old classmate, you know, have mental health issues or on drugs or have an alcohol problem, like, you know, just the problems and the sadness of the world, you know, life getting to them. It's just like so sad. You want to like help them out. You want to give them a hug and all this stuff. It's crazy, like how evil adults can be for profit, or how, you know, just for their own personal gain or own personal pleasures. This like these are kids, they're still developing, man. You know, this Nickelodeon should have been as much as I love Nickelodeon, as I said in the beginning of this rant, boy, they need to be investigated more. Dan Snyder, you know, he's not going to work ever again. And that guy's in prison. If he's not in prison, he needs to be in prison. How the fuck
Mhm.
did he get hired again by Disney? I have no idea, but that's another subject. But yeah, the fact that all that went around so much and like people can turn a blind eye, it's just so sad, man. It's heartbreaking.
It's definitely heartbreaking, and I'm sorry if you guys see me moving. I have a 5-year-old who's trying to play with my technology when she should be playing with her iPad. Yes, baby. But yes, I do agree with you guys. And let's. What do you guys think about what's been going on with the whole Dan Schneider thing, with the quiet on the set thing? Like I said, personally, this was disheartening to see, and I hope that everyone involved got justice, and I hope they're able to see. I hope they're able. I hope they're able to see. Uh,
Amen, baby
uh,
girl.
get justice, but also I hope they're able to come back from all of this. Jump in the comment section below and let me know what you guys thought about the documentary. All right, you guys, we got one more commercial break, and then we're gonna go into our main topic for today's show. Take a look at one of our next sponsors. And we are back. I know I ran the same commercial twice, but damn it, I didn't have enough time to put in all of our sponsors. But yes, guys, support us here on Momentum Media. Like I said, we're doing big things. If you want to be a contributor here, you can join our Patreon. We have, I think, just one tier on there, just as of right now, where you can get exclusive content to Patreon, where you get to see it before it hits my YouTube channel. And also, guys, you get a clear interaction with me as I continue to build up more content for the channel. And if you can't be a Patreon supporter, but you want to donate, down here at the ticker where it says donate to my channel, there's my Cash App. A brother is trying to make another income on his content, just like everybody else here on YouTube. So if you want to be a supporter here and you can't be a Patreon supporter, here's another way you can support us. All right, you guys, we're about to jump into our final topic before we get into our Momentum fan question. And our final topic today is that it's being rumored that Spider-Man 4, according to Jeff Snyder, will be Tom Holland's potential last movie. But in that report, Jeff Snyder did not talk about Miles Morales debuting in Spider-Man 4. However, he did say, however, it is in Marvel's next calendar. It's in the phase, I believe, phase 6 calendar year before we get to see Secret Wars or Kang Dynasty. Now, over the internet, over the interwebs, it's been rumored that Miles Morales will make his debut as a live action character in Spider-Man 4. We all know that Miles Morales right now is making his movie run in the animated movies across the Spider-Verse and Into the Spider-Verse, and then also now Beyond the Spider-Verse. Now, once Beyond the Spider-Verse comes out, Lord and Miller did say that that will be the last of the trilogy. Now, we don't know if they'll continue the animated route. We do think that they will transition to a live action route, but nothing has been confirmed by Disney. Now, I'm going to say this, and I don't know if this is going to get me into trouble, but I want to preface by what I'm saying, that this is clear speculation, and I've only heard this from one person, and this person transitioned out of the movie. Well, he still works in the movie space, but not for this particular studio anymore. So when I emailed Sony for a comment, they did say they declined to comment if Miles Morales is going to be in Spider-Man 4. They even declined to comment if Spider-Man 4 is even a thing. However, the person I talked to who works in this space, he said they already have a Miles Morales short list of actors. And he told me just 3 of the actors that Sony has met with in regards to playing Miles Morales. Now, I had their names listed, but for some reason, I cannot pull them up on my computer. However, I do have their photos, so I'm going to pull them up as we go. So, if you guys are fans of, I guess, Power Rangers, this is the last time I seen this actor was in the Power Rangers movie. This actor CJ, he was in the Power Rangers movie. They're saying that the guy I spoke to said that Sony has met with this actor in regards to potentially playing Miles Morales. There's another actor that I was told that they were met, which I'm about to pull up now. And I know for my podcast listeners, obviously you can't see it because you're listening to this, but at the same time, if you want to go back and see, you will see it on my YouTube channel. This is another actor that they have reached out to. If anyone who's fans of Cobra Kai, they said they've reached out to this actor here. Again, I'm sorry. I cannot remember the names. I did write them down, but for whatever reason, they're not pulling up on my computer.
Yeah.
And then I have one more actor that he told me. I wanted to make sure I had it correct, which is this actor who's actually met with Tom Holland. They actually have a photo, like a selfie together. These are the 3 actors that they are considering to potentially be Miles Morales. Now, the person who told me this was the same person who told me that Miles Morales was going to make a cameo in Spider-Man Far From Home. That did not happen, obviously. This is also the same person who told me that the X-Men was going to appear in the Marvels movie. Like some of the X-Men was going to appear in the Marvels movie, which that actually did happen.
Oh,
Now,
so he got a 50-50 chance. Okay.
50-50 chance. Now, I will
Okay.
say this. I don't believe this report at all. See this, and I'm gonna tell you. Let me tell you why I don't believe this. Because one, I believe if Tom Holland's going to come back for Spider-Man 4, Marvel and Sony are going to make him do more than more than one last Spider-Man movie.
Hmm.
And if they are going to include Miles Morales may be introduced into this movie and he may even get his powers, but we may not see him be the Miles Morales Spider we know until Spider-Man 5. So I think we'll get an introduction of him in 4, but I don't I what I'm saying I don't believe is I don't believe that this is Tom Holland's last movie, and I also don't believe that that if Sony did talk to these actors, they talked to them early on. The reason why most of these actors that I have on the screen that I've shown, they're older now. Miles is about when he first became Spider-Man was like 15, 14. He was much younger than Peter was. Now it's the MCU. They can definitely do the ages, and all of them still look young to play Miles Morales. However, most of these actors I've shown are doing other projects now currently, and I checked their IMDb's. Usually, if they are being rumored for something, it would pop up are their IMDb. Now, IMDb is not a perfect website to look at in regards to certain credits because there's certain things that they have done that are probably not listed on their IMDb page. However, I don't know. I do believe that Sony probably has spoken to a few actors, maybe these, I'm not sure. However, I don't believe the report initially that this is Tom Holland's last movie, and I don't believe that this is the official short list of actors because I feel like when they were the reason why I say that they went through a strenuous process of casting their Peter Parker. I feel like they're going to do the same thing for Miles Morales. That's just my thought about it. Now, after seeing those photos and seeing the reports, now again, this is all speculation. I don't know this for a fact. Okay, so I'm not saying that this is fact or not. However, However, if it is fact, Ian, which one of these actors would you like to see play Miles? Do you believe the report? And do you think that this could potentially be Tom Holland's last go as Spider-Man?
Well, first, I don't believe the report. Second of all, out of all three of those choices, I would probably go with the Cobra Kai guy just because I think he's the youngest, and I think you should start young and go on. Have the character grow with the actor.
Mhm.
I agree with AK right here though. Like I think all those guys are black. Miles got to be mixed. He's got to be black and Hispanic.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
so I don't believe any of those guys were. I would prefer it that way. I know that the voice actor I don't think is, but at the same time, that's just
Mhm.
the voice actor. I don't care
Right.
about that. But like live action though, yeah,
Mhm.
I would. If we can't, put our heads together and find a working black and Hispanic actor, we got to go with an unknown. That's just my thing, and that's okay. You can be unknown and make your name, so that's cool. As a Spider-Man 4, dude, I would rather Miles Morales not be in it. I would. Tom Holland has so much more, or that Spider-Man has so much more story to tell. Like nobody knows who he is now. He has no
Mhm.
girlfriend. He has no aunt or uncle,
Mhm.
and he's just basically on his own. Probably doesn't even have a job either. Like now we can introduce it's feel like those first three movies were his origin story. Honestly,
Right.
now he can go to the Daily Bugle. Now he can be the photographer guy. Now he can do the New York stuff because all we've done is seen him do big shit. We've seen him in space. We've seen him in Europe. We've seen he's not really been in the city doing like what we know him for doing. So like
Mhm.
now I think it's the time to start doing that. Make him a little
Mhm.
bit more grounded. It's a little too to me, it's a little too early to be passing the baton when you just getting started. He just stowed his own suit. He doesn't need the training wheels from Iron Man anymore. So that's my opinion. I think it would be a very big mistake to introduce him that early. Now, do I want to see Miles Morales live action? Absolutely. I think a great place to introduce him would be a multiverse version of him in Secret Wars. Have all the
Mhm.
Spider people come together and stuff like that. And then after Tom Holland's done with his, yeah, let's get into Miles Morales. I prefer Miles Morales Spider Man over Peter Parker's anyway, but I'm also a big fan of Tom Holland's and that story. So like, look, let's not force anything like Sony does all the time. Let's flesh out the story, make it make sense, and then pass the baton. I just think it's too early. And yeah, and get the casting correct, like AK said.
Right, right. And I 100% actually agree with AK and what you were saying earlier. Like I said, I don't believe this report. I don't believe that this is a short list. They may have had conversations, I don't know, but I don't believe that this is short list because it's too early. And like Ian said, we haven't seen Peter go to college. We haven't seen
Mhm.
him struggle with rent. We haven't seen him become the young Peter. Like, for instance, we're seeing Tom Holland become the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, where Tobey was taking pictures for the Daily Bugle, where he was working odd jobs just to make ends meet and also meeting with his family. But now that no one knows who he is, I will say this. I think it will be harder for this version of Spider-Man to work for a newspaper, given the fact that we're in the age where people don't read newspapers anymore. However, that doesn't mean he still can't be a photographer.
Yeah, yeah, change it up. I mean, they did it with J. Jonah Jameson. Instead of making him, a guy that runs a newspaper stand, he's like a Alex Jones figure. Like, and it worked.
Yeah.
Just be creative. Be creative. That's
you
all
could
we
have
have.
you could have said anybody but Alex Jones.
Hey, he was on his shit though.
Yo, I can see that comparison too. I'm like, wow. I was thinking more so Tucker Carlson, but that's spot on right there. That's spot. Um, but yeah, I don't necessarily believe this report, but at the end of the day, I think personally, Spider-Man needs Miles Morales needs to fit the mold of the character because his mom is Puerto Rican and he is black as well. And he does live in the center of Brooklyn. In certain iterations, he lives in Harlem. So I would love to have that Brooklyn Harlem feel of that character with where he's split down the middle. He has his black heritage, but he also has his Puerto Rican heritage. And I would love to see the introduction of his friends like Genki and other people in his life. So I would love to see that. What do you guys think? Do you guys believe that Sony has a short list of actors? Do you believe that these actors could potentially be Miles Morales? Do you think that? Do you believe the report out of overall that Tom Holland's last go around in Spider-Man 4? Jump into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. And guys, we're gonna come in and do something new here on the Ask Alex show, which is called Momentum Fan Question. Now, if you want your question on the show, it's very simple, guys. Send me an email at the AskAlexShow@gmail.com. That's the AskAlexShow@gmail.com. Is where you ask me any questions you would like that could potentially make it here on this show. Now, we do have a question from a reoccurring guest who's been asking me to come back for like months now, and I could not start off this new segment without featuring her question, and it's no other than Iris Peoples, and she's
Iris.
it's good to hear from her. I'm actually gonna pull up her question on here as soon as I find it. So this is the first time me going live in a while, guys. So give me just a small break, just a very small break. While I'm looking for this, oh, there it is. Okay, all right. So now let me just pull it up on the screen. Okay, here we go. So this is what Miss Iris writes. Fan question. All right, let me just hide this real quick. Hey crew, have you guys seen the live action Avatar series on Netflix? If so, what do you think about it? So if I'm being honest, I hope my girlfriend's not watching right now. Because I told her I would watch it with her. I've only seen the first two episodes, and the first two episodes are really good. They kind of dive in, they kind of like blow past like book one and book two. So it's kind of like it's really fast paced. But I will say from what I have seen, it's way much better than the M. Night Shyamalan movie. Ian, have you seen the series as a whole? And if so, what do you think about it?
I have not seen the series in the whole. From my son has watched it and he's given it great reviews. He loves it. My son is also 12, so he might look at it differently than critical adults. But from what I've seen and glancing and passing, it's 100% better than the M Night Shyamalan version. It's definitely more uh, closer to the source material from what I've seen. I've looked at like they've shown like the cartoon and the live action together. It looks spot on about this stuff. I've just got done with Invincible, Love Invincible, and that just ended. I'm excited for the Fallout show that's going to be on Amazon Prime. But I've not watched that, and sorry, and I'm not even finished One Piece, which I actually liked a lot too, which I think
Mm.
a decent adaptation of it's getting better and better by the day. Oh, fingers crossed for possibly a Dragon Ball one in the future. I know people don't like to hear that, but I think
Hmm.
hey, maybe they're getting better.
Speaking of that, I've seen some concept art of Dragon Ball, and man, I'm like, if they make this into an actual thing, and it's not real, but I've seen some concept art. I'm like, wow, I
Yeah,
would
there's a
love
lot
to
of that.
see. I would love to see Netflix or like something like an Amazon. Like, here's the thing though, I if they do a live action Dragon Ball, make Goku like we know Goku to be,
Hmm.
like a charismatic, fun dad. But when he's fighting, he is a badass,
Yep.
not a dork, not a no, not that movie. No, like I
No.
don't. One thing I could not stand was oh, like he's one of the great Um, hey guys, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. My connection went down, but that will do it for today's show. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow Ian on multiple social medias, which I'll have link in this description below. I will also have Jeremy's on the link in description below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, you guys have a blessed day.